keeps jumping on my lap. It's like I can't keep him away, you know. It's like, go away. And then he comes back, and 5 minutes later, he's on my lap again. It's like, he's turned into a spoiled lap cat. Oh, my gosh. So what am I supposed to do with that? But I earned his trust. I had to earn his trust because some people were really mean to this cat before I got him, I think. They did a lot of bad things to this cat. And he did not trust people at all. So I earned his respect, and now he's like loving all over me now. It's like, you're the best mommy ever. You know that? You're the best mommy ever. I gotta just love you, you know. He's always like right here. Can't get rid of him, you know. And if I leave the room, sometimes he starts scratching the door. He scratched the carpet. He's dug a hole in the carpet trying to get out underneath the door. Like, yeah, like you're really gonna get out from underneath the door. You maybe if you're a gerbil, okay? Duh. I mean, what's he thinking? If he digs a hole in the carpet, you can dig a hole underneath that, you know? It's like, whatever. I should have put tape down. That's what I should have done. I should have put tape down, like, right away. Because cats hate tape. You know, if it gets stuck on their paws, they're like, oh, ew, get it off, you know? So I should have put tape underneath the door so he wouldn't dig on the carpet. My mistake, you know? It's okay. I'm probably going to have to buy a new carpet for this place because the animals have just totally ruined it. Everywhere you look, there's some spot that they did something to it, scratch holes in it, especially by doors, you know. Every door in this house practically has got a hole in the carpet, you know. Like ridiculous. So it's going to have to all come out. Oh my gosh. But that's not till later, you know, till after most of them have passed away, then I can buy some new carpet because I'm not going to get a whole bunch more animals again. Not that many. No way. So, you know, and then I'll have like a room where I can just have like tile or something and then just put the animal in there where the tile is, you know, most of the time. That would probably work. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Stupid things, I know. Sorry. I'm not really up on what's going on today. I heard some things last night. I just can't remember what it was. A lot of stuff going. There's so much stuff going on. I can't keep up with it all. Sometimes I don't want to keep up with it. Sometimes I ignore the news completely. I'm just in la la land. And it's like, what news, huh? So you guys can tell me. Come into my chat room and you guys can tell me something. Something you know if you think it's important. If it's important enough, I might talk about it. If it's, you know, even if you got a good joke, you know, come in my chat room, tell me the joke, and I'll say it on air. You know, hey, why not? This is a live show, by the way. And so if you got into here, it's a live show. I got a chat room down here because on the regular shows, podcast. On the podcast, I can't have a chat room. Whatever, I don't know. Whatever, it's stupid. And I don't know about calling in because I have a Skype number, but when you use the Skype, it echoes. So that's too hard to talk when you echo. You know, it's like, it's really hard to talk when there's echo. Seriously. So I don't like to talk with echo. So, you know, someday we'll get that all straightened out and fix that all up, and we'll get callers in, okay? As far as a co-host, I'm probably not going to have one. Not for now, because I'm not just had so many problems being a co-host, you know. It's like now I just wanted my own show where I didn't have to be a co-host and I don't have to have co-hosts. I just want to be, like, do this as a loner for now because there's just too many problems with other people, you know. They get too bossy. They want to push you around, boss you, tell you what to do. I mean, I don't know why they do that. I don't know if I would do. If I had a co-host, I don't know if I would do that. Would I start bossing them around? I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. I never had that chance, but I don't want to do that. I mean, that's not me. I'm not like I've never been a boss, okay, in my life. I've worked lots of jobs, but I've never been a boss. I never wanted to be because I don't have that boss attitude. I can't be pushy and demanding. And if I was, people would just look at me and laugh anyway. Seriously. They would just go, yeah, whatever, lady. Go away. So why even bother trying to be a boss? There's certain people that can do that. And there's certain people that just can't do that. And I'm just one that can't. I worked for a lot of bosses. I had like 50-50. I had some really good ones and I had some really, really nasty ones. The nasty ones were from New York City. And I'm not saying everybody in New York is bad, but boy, the ones I met were just like really mean, and they said a lot of cuss words, and it's like, I don't think so. I quit because I got cussed out by a boss. I quit that day. I was like, I ain't putting up with this crap. No way. You're going to cuss at me. I'm out of here. So I did. I left. And then they were like calling me for like 6 days. They wouldn't leave me alone because they thought I was going to come back. I was like, no. When I leave, I leave. That's good. I'm gone. I'm done. I don't come back. Not usually. Most of my jobs I just quit because, and most of my jobs liked me because I did my work. I didn't go off my job and goof around. My job was important because it paid my bills, it paid the house I lived in, it paid my food and water and electricity and my TV set and all that other stuff. And it was important to keep my job, so I didn't goof off. If I was living with mom and dad, I'd probably end up goofing off like everybody else, But I wasn't living with mom and dad. I was on my own. For many, many years, I lived on my own, took care of myself. And, I made my job, even when my job was a piece of crap and didn't get paid very much, I still made my job a very important part of my life, and I didn't go to work and goof off. And I didn't like employees that would go in there and goof off because I was like, why are you even here? If you don't want to work, then, quit and go, play with your mom and dad or something. I don't know. Grow up. I just wanted to say grow up. And I'm pretty nice to people. I never said that to anybody in person, but I was thinking it. Seriously, sometimes you think things that you don't want to say. A lot of times I want to say stuff. A lot of times I should say stuff, but I don't. I take a step back and say, well, that's rude, and, it's hurtful. And when people do it to me, they hurt me. And sometimes some things that people do actually last forever. It doesn't go away. When bad things happen to you in your life, they tend to stick with you. It sticks with your memory. You remember it practically forever. Because, I don't know, just the good things you never remember. It's always the bad things you remember. So I always try to not be like, to hurt somebody and ruin their life and give them a horrible memory that they'll remember the rest of their life. I don't want to be a part of their bad memories. I'd rather be a part of a good memory if there is a good memory that they can remember, because most people don't remember good things, like I said. When I was growing up, I remember all the bad things that happened to me more than I remember the good things. The bad things always come up first, They come right up in your face and like, yeah, I remember that, I remember stupid things, like the first time I grabbed a lizard, and I was living in the desert. First time I grabbed a lizard and the tail fell off and it started dancing around. Seriously, it was dancing around. And I was like sitting there screaming. I was like 4 years old. And I was screaming my head off and my mom come running out and I was crying my eyes out. Big time. I thought I killed the lizard. Okay? I thought it killed him. And I just cried my eyes out. My mom was doing everything to tell me that it's okay and the lizard's gonna live, he's gonna grow another tail, and I'm like looking at her like, she was from outer space, because people don't grow other arms and other fingers and stuff like that. So it's like, 4 years old, it wasn't really going through my head too well. I was like, what? He lost his tail and he's going to live? What? It just didn't make sense. So, but she finally calmed me down. But, just crazy stuff like that. You remember the rest of your life, I remember that like it was yesterday. Probably because it was a very bad memory, because to me at 4 years old, I think I was 4 or 3 or something like that. At that age, you don't remember much. But boy, you remember the bad stuff. That was the stuff that really freaked you out, and that freaked me out. And I used to watch like Outer Limits, this show called Outer Limits, and I used to watch Twilight Zone, and I used to love those shows, but I used to have nightmares all the time after I'd watch the show. I'd have these major nightmares, and my mom was like threatening me, if you keep having these nightmares, I'm not going to let you watch the show anymore. So what I did is I had the nightmares still, but I didn't tell her. I stopped telling her that I had the nightmares just so I can watch the show. Totally stupid. But kids do crazy stuff. But I loved the shows, I used to love all this stuff when I was little. And even when I was a teenager, I loved that stuff. But now I don't watch that stuff anymore. I'm not into the spooky stuff. I'm more into the drama stuff, believe it or not, this is totally boring to most of you people, but I'm into Lifetime. But I haven't watched Lifetime in a long time. I haven't watched TV for a long time, but I don't even have Lifetime right now because I'm not paying for it. But I used to like the movies on there because it was like one movie after another movie after another movie after another movie, and it was all drama stuff. It was like, guessing who did what and stuff. I like that, I like to guess who's the killer, stuff like that. It's kind of weird. It's like female stuff. I know the guys don't really get into that too much. They like the heavier stuff, They like the battlefield and guns and, crazy stuff. Yeah, I know what guys like. And I'm a female, so I can't talk for you guys because I'm female. But I know what you like, okay? I know. I'm not dense, okay? I'm blonde, but I'm not, ditzy, okay? Well, sometimes I'm ditzy, but I do that on purpose, okay? And then sometimes it's an accident, yeah. Then the blonde comes out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why do I say things like that? But I don't know what I'm saying sometimes. I just yak. I like to talk. Can you tell? I could talk about anything, I used to have lots of stuffed animals when I was a kid. How about that? I know, that's boring. Okay. I'm going to play a song and think for a while. Sometimes I have to think, because sometimes I wear myself down and like, I can't remember. I can't think of anything else to say. So I'll play a song in the middle and then I'll think, okay? All right. Let's see, I got to push this chat room out of here. And, okay. The first song was called I'm Still Waiting by Mark Kano, Kano, and he is on YouTube, and he has more songs also, and I just love that guy's voice, and he reminds me of somebody from my other show, and I just wanted to play that for my beginning song. And the next song is called Ages by Silence is Sexy. That's the name of the group, Silence is Sexy. Here we go. Okay. If my computer works. Hang on.